So the next thing that we have now is broken access control resulting from platform misconfiguration. Now there can be some platform misconfigurations which can occur and can result in broken access control, allowing user to access those functionalities that cannot be accessed by a normal user. Okay? So there are some applications that enforces some kind of access control, but those access control can be bypassed. Okay, and how they can be bypassed? So let's suppose there is an access control which is implemented by platform which is denying the post request coming towards this page and by what group of users, which is managers. The manager level users cannot send post request towards this page, which is /admin/delete user. Means let's say they can access admin page, but they cannot delete the user from the admin page. That is what is shown here in this example. So it's mentioned that also your this rule denies the post method on the URL this for users in the managers group. Yes, so managers cannot perform this action. Now there you can bypass this specific thing in some frameworks in some platforms using some headers like x original hyphen URL or x hyphen rewrite hyphen URL. So these kind of headers can help you override the URL or can help you to replace the original URL with a change one. So what you can do is you can put your content here as normal URL, which will say towards the server that you are sending a post request towards forward slash. But actually, you will be overwriting that thing once it reaches the server. So once it reaches the server, the request will be modified automatically because you have used these kind of headers like X original URL or X rewrite URL. So in this situation, this X original URL header will will change the URL by itself and it will modify it and take you towards this page, which is delete user, and then you can finally delete the request or delete the user, whatever that request is all about. That is the objective of this lab, which is resulting from platform misconfiguration. So let's try to work on it and see what are the things we have in this specific lab. So let me close these previous labs. Okay, so what all things are given? Let's try to see. We have an /admin page on the website, but it has been misconfigured, and there is a framework that supports X original URL. So you can provide this header X, or you can add this header to your request, and then you will be able to send that request towards the server, and it's going to modify the original URL for you. Okay, so in order to do these things, we require Burp suite, and we do not require the Burp suite professional, so I can just start my Burp suite which I have on my Windows machine, and I can work from there also because it's not that you always have to start Burp suite professional. For some labs, it is important, like when I discussed about brute forcing, especially in blind SQL injection. At that point of time, I used it. When I talked about Burp Collaborator, at that point of time also I used Burp Suite Professional because that was required. But in this situation, it's not required because we just need to add a header that we can do with the help of Burp Suite, which run with community edition also. So I just require a browser. So let me open my Mozilla Firefox and set up the proxy here. And finally, let me copy the URL. Okay. So in order to solve the lab, we have to access the admin panel and delete the user Carlos. So let's access the lab and then we will solve it. So we have the option here. Okay, let me first copy the URL. Let's go to this website. Okay, so we have the option here for admin panel. Let's click on it, and it's saying that the access is denied. We cannot access this page. Okay, so definitely there might be a rule added that I cannot send uh, what a get request from as being a normal user towards the slash admin page. So we cannot access it directly. But if I go to Burp Suite and go to this HTTP history, so you got a 403 access denied or forbidden response. Let's send this request towards repeater. And here, what we can do is if I try to modify this request, and if I say that I do not want to go to admin, I just want to go to forward slash, and I will add a header here. You can add headers anywhere from in this request. You can add these headers anywhere. So I'm just adding X original URL. The header which was given to us over here. So we just added URL X hyphen original hyphen URL here and put a colon, and then you can mention that I want to go to the admin page from here. So now what is going to happen once this request is received by the server, it will check this header and it will allow it because you just want to send a get request towards this endpoint. But when the server is going to process this request, then it is going to check that you actually want to visit this admin page, which will bypass the functionality and allow the user to still access the admin functionality. So if I send this request, we can see that we are getting 200 OK, but earlier we were getting 403 forbidden, which means that over here we now have the access to the website. You can see that you are getting some delete button for the Wiener and Carlos user. Now, if you want to see this request in real time, you have two options, especially in Burp Suite community, you have two options. First, you can click on render. Now, this render functionality sometimes do not work on Burp Suite Professional that I have provided to you because that is a cracked version of Burp Suite Professional. So it might not work in that situation, but still you can just render the website, and rendering means it will just read the code like the browser does and will try to show you what contents are present on the web page. That is what we have under render. But if you want to see it on your browser, then you can simply right click on this request and click on show response in browser. Just copy the URL which is provided by Burp Suite and open this URL on that page where where you are connected with the Burp Suite. We can see that now we are able to access this functionality and we have this delete button for deleting the users. Now, how we can delete the user? Like if I click the delete user here, again it will say that access is denied because I have not provided the header. So in order to delete the user, we have to check the URL which will help us delete the user. So what I can do is I can just try to add this thing in the end here and see if I can still delete it or not. So if I send this request, it's saying that you have missed a parameter here and the parameter name is username. But you can see that we have provided the username parameter here. So it might be a possibility that it's checking that whether this request is a post request or not. It's not considering it as a get request. So what I will do is I will just right click on this request and I'll try to convert it into I'll just try to change the request method from get to post. Once you click on it, you will find now you are sending a post request, and I will just remove this thing from here because these in post request you know that parameters are not present in the URL, they are present in the body. So I can just mention that I want to delete a user named Carlos. So this kind of request will be present. we are sending a post request towards the forward slash, but actually we are trying to override that thing with slash admin slash delete. And once we'll send the request towards it, we are providing a parameter which is the name of the user that we want to delete. So let's send this request, and you can see that now you are getting the 302, which is again redirecting us to the admin page. And if I click on follow redirection here, then it will again access denied because still we are accessing the page from here. But if you remove this, and here also just remove admin, just keep it admin. If you send this request now, you will find that the user is deleted. Now you just have winner present here, and a message is printed on the screen that you have successfully deleted the user. So we do not have the user present on the screen now, which is the Carlos user, because we deleted it already. If you want to check it in the render, you just click on it, and it is again going to tell you that you have deleted the user, which was Carlos, and you now are able to see this banner on your screen, which is congratulations, you solved the lab. That is how we can uh, like perform misconfiguration. We can deal with the misconfigurations that are present on the platform. We can just remember this URL. This can help you in bypassing these or in performing vertical privilege escalation vulnerabilities or broken access control vulnerabilities.
If you want to learn more about web application penetration testing and bug bounty, then you can contact us on the number shown on the screen.